welcome to episode 91 of the Life in General podcast. My name is Nick.
My name is Ian.
And who else is here?
Mandy.
Mandy's here.
Yay!
Mandy's here for our second consecutive music episode.
Yeah, is it? You were on our last music episode?
You were on our last music episode. Oh. So this is the first release of the month of October, so it's our vinyl record episode. Mm-hmm. Kind of ish.
Well, it is, right?
It is. Yeah. It is. So real quick, any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@lifeandjournalpodcast.com. I almost left off the end of that there.
Because no one in the United States would even know to put a .com in anything.
I know. Well, it could be a dot whatever.
It's probably .com.
There's .org. There's dot.
Are we an organization?
We are.
Are we?
No.
Okay. We're not an ED either, EDU.
I mean, you could have different endings, but, it's whatever.
Whatever.
You're being argumentative for some stupid fucking reason.
No, it's because me. I'm always argumentative.
Is he always argumentative, Mandy?
No, but you are.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I am with him.
You can follow us on Twitter at LIGPod. We're on Facebook, Podbean, iTunes, which I guess Apple Music, Apple Podcasts.
It's not iTunes anymore.
No, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. They're getting actually with the new
iPhones?
Operating system for Mac that they're getting ready to release in October. iTunes is like kind of going away. They're going to break up iTunes into multiple different...
I thought they already did that.
They have. It's going to happen with this next update.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they already had.
No, because iTunes is kind of like, and it always has been like a big clunky program.
I've always never had a problem with it.
I know, but sometimes it's you've got to like find podcasts on there, because so that's what they're doing. They're breaking up. It's going to be Apple TV, which will be all the movies and television and that kind of stuff. It's going to be Apple Music, and then Apple Podcasts. So they're just kind of separating it into different entities.
Oh. Do I have to download different apps for it then?
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work yet.
Because I don't have Apple products. So
they're all going to be programs, but I don't know if they're going to be separate or if it's going to be some kind of like bundle program or how it's going to work. Obviously, I won't know until it gets released.
I'll probably just have to update it on my computer, and it'll update properly.
Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, check out our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of episodes on there. We're on Spotify, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, just about everywhere else.
You need to practice that. It took you way too long to get through that.
Shut the hell up.
Sorry.
I'm going to stab you in the eye with this pencil that I've got sitting in front of me.
It's your house. You're going to have to clean up the mess.
Hey, real quick, I do want to say real quick. So this is episode 91. This is going to be out on Monday. So I'll release it Monday morning, 8 o'clock, because I kind of changed how we...
which is October 7th.
Yep, our release schedule, we've changed up a little bit. So yeah, so this will be out at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, which will be the 9th, correct? Yes. Mm-hmm. We are going to release
a bonus episode.
It's not going to be episode 92. It's going to be episode 91 and a half. Well, it won't even have an episode number. But
it'll just be a bonus episode.
It'll be a bonus episode. Because there's... with this whole Trump impeachment kind of thing, it didn't really fit into anything we were going to talk about. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to put it in the music episode, but it wouldn't be very topical maybe in a couple weeks when we'd have a chance to discuss it. So we're going to do like a bonus episode and put that out. We haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know how long it's going to be, but I don't.
We're not shooting for a long episode.
We're not shooting for a long episode. I think we're just kind of go over some of the stuff that happened and the timelines as we know it, and then kind of discuss
have a little
bit.
opinion on it. Yeah.
Mandy won't be on that show because Mandy hates politics.
I don't hate politics. I don't like arguing, and because I'm not educated on all that.
We don't really argue.
I don't like discussing.
Nick, we've almost killed each other over topics on politics.
Have we?
God, there's been a couple times I've wanted to fucking kill you.
Well, because you're a crazy left-winger. That's
oh, yeah. And you're a...
I'm a...
mealy-mouse centrist.
I'm just not so crazy left-winger.
Well, I don't think I'm crazy. But then again, if I was crazy, I wouldn't think I was crazy.
Exactly. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. We got a winner.
But the fact that I acknowledge that
makes
me not crazy.
Gotcha. So anyway, back to the music episode that we're going to be doing.
Right.
So we're going to be talking a couple of things. We're going to have some upcoming releases for October, which there wasn't a whole lot, but we'll go over some of the stuff. Going to go over some albums that we found in the last month. Mandy, I don't think you haven't bought any records this month, have you?
I have not.
Wow. And actually, you know what? I didn't buy a whole lot this month either.
I bought about my average.
How many did you buy this?
6.
Oh, yeah, I bought 29, but
I got to go to my
notes.
notes.
He snuck in there and said that he didn't buy this month. But.
Anyway.
I didn't tell her anything.
And then I've got something else I want to touch on real quick. And then, like, the main topic for the end, we're going to be talking about some of our musical guilty pleasures, because I do have some, like, weird shit that I have always liked for some strange reason, but we'll get into all that later.
I actually bought 8 this month.
Okay. So we'll get into those here in a minute. So I'm going to run over. So in the month of October, of course, this is we're recording this on the 5th. So the first, I'll go. There's only a couple of things that were released yesterday, and then the rest of it will be everything else that's coming out for the month of October. Mm-hmm. So there's 811 releases, and no, Mandy, I'm not going to go over them one by one.
Thank God.
I do like talking, but that's way too much talking for me. So anyway, the stuff that came out yesterday, which was October 4th, Beastie Boys. There's 189 releases yesterday. The Beastie Boys released Paul's Boutique and the Root Down EP. I don't know what the Root Down EP is.
I've
never heard of it. Paul's Boutique's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not one of my favorite Beastie Boys albums.
I think I'm going to be a completist on them, though. I'm going to probably try and get all their studio stuff.
Yeah, I've got their greatest hits. I'll probably get License to Ill. Mm-hmm. That's one I definitely want to get. But what else came out? Lives, the 25th anniversary of Throwing Copper came out yesterday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Dearborn Music had it. It was in their picture.
Was okay.
I don't know if it's the $100 version or the.
It shouldn't be because what came out this week is the regular release. Yeah,
gotcha.
So I'll probably go. I'll run up there Monday.
Then Thelonious Monk released Monk's Dream, which is a double LP. I've really been getting into his stuff. He's got some really good music.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, the normal John Coltrane release of the week.
Right.
John Coltrane, his kids release something. It seems like every week. There's
like I said, it's cool if they're releasing stuff that's not been released before, but if they're just re-releasing other stuff in different formats, it's
this is Birdland's 1962. I believe this stuff is not new releases. Okay. It's just kind of repackaged.
I mean, it'd be cool for me to just be able to grab it off the shelf instead of having to look for it because I don't have it. But
now I'm not exactly sure. This isn't. So he released a Live at Birdland album, which is a fantastic live album. Because I'm a big Coltrane fan. I mean, you're not a big jazz fan though, are you?
No.
Because there's no words, there's no lyrics to it.
Yeah.
But this stuff isn't the stuff off of Live at Birdland. This is these are different songs. There's only and it's not very long. I think there's only like 5 songs on it.
Oh, okay.
But that was kind of the only 4 things I really saw that came out yesterday.
Yeah.
For October 11th, so next week, there's a lot. There's 241 releases, but there still isn't a whole lot I felt coming out. The Clash is re-releasing
London Calling.
London Calling.
Is that the double?
It is. Well, London Calling originally was a double LP.
Was it?
Yeah, because I've got an original pressing of it.
Oh.
King Crimson's releasing Reconstruction of Light, Thrack, and Power to Believe. Okay. And those are all going to be 200-gram reissues. Yep. I've never heard any of the 3, so I really don't know. I'm not a big King Crimson
One of those, I think, is either a greatest hits or a live album, I think.
One of them, I think, is, yes. Speaking of live albums, Rush is releasing Clockwork Angels Tour, which I thought was supposed to be out last month.
Right. I think it got delayed. Because I remember you mentioning it, or I saw it somewhere.
Yeah. But that's a 5 LP set. And then
I like Rush, but I'm not into live stuff with them. I mean, they're good live. I'm not a big fan of live albums anyway. Depends on the band.
Yeah, I guess that's true because MXPX has 2 live albums that are really good. Right. Of course, I just mentioned Coltrane. He's got a couple of live ones that are really good. The Coltrane Thelonious Monk Live at Carnegie Hall album is fucking fantastic. Mm-hmm. So maybe I do like live albums. Okay.
It just depends on the artist. Do you have any live albums, Mandy?
I don't know.
Do you have like an NSYNC live or Backstreet Boys live? Or
I don't think they ever released any. I don't think they released any live albums.
Did the Dixie Chicks?
No.
Really? You think they would?
Nope.
Huh.
I don't really like live. You know that.
Live albums, no.
Huh.
But, yeah, I guess I do, now that I think about it. There was another album coming out next week that I found rather interesting. It's called Live at San Quentin, 1983.
Okay.
The artist, it's a double LP. The artist is Charles Manson.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently he did a concert at San Quentin back in 83. They're going to release it next week on vinyl. Interesting. I didn't even know. I mean, I know he wrote music, but I didn't know he did concerts or anything. But
well, generally he spent most of his time in isolation, and they would take away his guitar every time he pissed anyone off, which was pretty much every fucking day.
Pretty much. I don't know if I mentioned it. Skid Row is releasing their self-titled album. It says translucent, but it doesn't specify what color, so I don't know what.
It's clear then.
Do you think so?
I've got a couple that are clear.
Normally, if it's clear, they just says clear on it, though. Or clear vinyl.
I want to say one
I'd like to have that album. That was a really good album.
Yeah.
The only Skid Row I'd probably have.
Well, Slave to the Grind was good too, but just those two albums.
Yeah. So October 18th, there was 186 releases. Ben Folds 5, their self-titled album from 95
that's
getting
high
released.
on my list. I really want that one.
Yeah, Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll is being re-released. Another John Coltrane album.
They skipped a week.
They did skip a week, and this was the other. There's nothing else coming out the month.
So they only put out two this month.
They only put out two. I think there was one or two that came out last month.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mention on the show because I'm kind of tired of mentioning all the John Coltrane albums. But this one's Africa Brass. I've never heard of it before. Velvet Revolver's re-releasing Contraband, which is a really good album.
That was their first album?
Yes.
Because I think they did two.
They did two. And then the Child's Play soundtrack is being released. I've never heard of it.
Is it the original Child's Play or
original
okay.
Child's Play?
Huh. I mean, it's just going to be like the orchestral soundtrack.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Because there's no
music or anything to it. And then this is another one. This is Mandy. This is going to be one that Ian, I guarantee, is going to want to buy.
Okay.
This is an album that Ian has been wanting for a very long time. Very long time. Are you ready for it?
Is it what I think it is?
What?
Because it's not a vinyl release.
It is vinyl.
Oh, then I don't know what it is.
It's the 30th anniversary reissue of Open Your Eyes by David Hasselhoff.
I've already got a pre-order.
Multi-platinum selling artist David fucking Hasselhoff.
You know, I do have German in my ancestry, and maybe it's just the German in me that wants that so bad.
I saw that and I was like, really? Who the hell? I mean,
nobody in America.
Nope.
Germany loves him.
Germany loves him. He's a huge star.
Yeah, he's huge there.
But that was all for that week. And then the last week of the month, October 25th, there's 195 albums being released. Scorpions catalog's coming out. Yeah.
I do their greatest hits. I don't think
I wouldn't buy their an album if they had a greatest hits.
Maybe I haven't listened to Scorpions in ages, so maybe I could give them another listen and maybe reconsider. But
all three of Freddie Mercury's
solo
albums are coming out. So that's Barcelona, Mr. Bad Guy, and Never Boring.
Yeah, I think I might want to get those.
Yep. I wasn't a huge fan of his solo stuff.
I mean, a lot of it is good, but
it's good, but I don't know if
probably
it's
just as much that's like.
I guess it depends on the price of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'd look at it. And one that I definitely would love to get is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood soundtrack. Comes out that day.
Does it?
Yeah, that'd be a good one to pick up. A lot of really great music on that soundtrack. That's as far as releases. Not a whole lot of really.
Just an honorable mention on the 18th is the 40th anniversary Stormwatch box set, but that's CDs.
Yeah. That's why it's not on my vinyl.
I know.
Release.
That's why I said it was an honorable mention.
Okay, I got you. By the way, what's coming out on that?
It's 5 discs.
All CDs or
there are 2 DVDs, but they're audio DVDs.
Audio DVDs. That's what I thought.
It's got a bunch of unreleased music on it on the second disc. The third and fourth disc are a live concert from 1980, the full show.
Yeah.
So it's 15 minutes on each one, which is their show. They do 2-hour shows every time, still to this day. And then the DVD audio is of the album and the extra material, not the live, just the extra material.
Gotcha. How much is that going to be when it comes?
$40. $45.
That's not bad for what it is.
No, it's 5 discs.
It's a lot of content.
I think it's listed on Amazon right now for pre-orders for $39.99.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
They're box sets, and they're nice box sets. They look like books, and there is a book, usually about 80 pages in the middle, and then the CDs are on the covers.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say about the Steve Wilson remixes that they've released. The books that come along with them are worth the price of the album.
I would think so.
They're fantastic.
Because what you get in your vinyls is in the book. That's the book.
Yeah.
So, but they're written by tall people. I mean, David Reese wrote a couple of them, and so it's they're
all the ones I've gone through them. Yeah, they're
very complete.
They're extremely.
It gives a very extensive history of that album
of that period. Yeah.
So, but cool. I'm more interested in the unreleased stuff and that live concert. I've heard a bootleg version of it before, and it's actually a really good show. So
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, that's as far as like releases. What did you pick up in last month? Anything?
I got 8 albums actually.
Ian's flying high with 8.
I bought 8 this month,
and that was. Well, you bought pretty much all of them last weekend when we went to the record store, didn't you?
I bought 5 of them at the record store this past week. Yeah. When we went to the record store, I got Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever. It's the 2017 release.
Which was one I wanted to get, but
yeah, you let me have it.
Actually, I think I found it and gave it to you, didn't I?
You did, yeah. Well, we were kind of going and grabbing. We knew what we all wanted, or what we wanted. I got Iron Maiden's The Final Frontier, which is their last studio album that they released. That was 2015, but this is the 2017 pressing.
Then you bought that new, right?
I bought that new.
Tom Petty was used.
Tom Petty was used. Violent Femmes.
Have you listened to that Violent Femmes yet?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's a great album.
It was the first one I played, actually. Yeah. When I got Appetite for Destruction. That's a 87 pressing, I'm assuming. I can't tell. I don't know how to look at.
So when you go on Discogs and look, you can look at the run out groove
that the numbers
etching, and
okay.
you can look if you go on there and click on Appetite for Destruction and kind of go through the pressings, to scroll down to the bottom of the page, at least on your phone, at least on my phone it does,
right.
And it'll give you all
the phone app. It should be the same.
It gives you all the different run out grooves and everything for that release.
I'll have to figure out. It's an old pressing for whatever.
It probably is an 87 or
88, maybe.
88 somewhere around there.
I also got, this was also new, and this is colored vinyl, Dio's Dream Evil from 1987.
Okay.
It's repressing, obviously, green. I've been in a metal kick lately. I don't know why. So Dio and Iron Maiden, they're metal. I got Tori Amos's her debut album, Little Earthquakes, 2015 pressing. I bought that new. And I got Mannheim Steamrollers Fresh Air 4 original pressing from 81.
Okay. Cool.
So I like Mannheim Steamroller, their Fresh Airs 2, 3, and 4. I don't like any of the other ones. I might pick up one because there are a couple tracks on there that I like, but 5 through 8, not too interested in. So,
I mean, some of this. I mean, I haven't picked up anything of great importance.
Yeah, I mean, nothing was.
I picked up. So I don't know if I talked about.
Oh, I missed one by the way.
Which
Breadcrumbs, the 10-inch.
Oh, that's
Alice
right.
Cooper.
That's right. I do. I would like to get that. You said it's $15 on Amazon.
Yeah, and I thought because it's 10 inches, it was going to be 45. It's actually 33.
Okay.
So
most 10-inch are 33.
The two that I have that are Jethro Tulls, I think, are 45.
Like one of the ones I have is 45 and 33. It's 45 on one side, 33 on the other.
Oh, this is 33 on both sides.
Oh, maybe that's a 12-inch. That might be a 12-inch.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's just weird that Alice Cooper's last studio album is a full-blown album.
It's a 12-inch 45.
12-inch 45, and it's a double album.
Yeah.
But his 10-inch is a 33, and it's
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's got 6 songs on it. I think his last album had 11 songs, so it's like I don't even know why it had to be that way, but it is.
I wonder if it's because of the different press or something that it's more expensive to make a 10-inch than a 12-inch.
I don't know. I can't see why. Or because they use it less.
So because of spacing issues, if you've got less songs, instead of having a bigger run-out groove on a 12-inch 33, you would just make it 45. Is this all making sense to you, Mandy? Yes,
I'm sorry.
Take that as a no. I don't know. I don't understand what
Mandy doesn't get into the whole.
Yeah, I don't know what motivates them to do what they do. Because I mean, I guess for space and opening up space on vinyl and all that stuff, I don't know. I don't notice a difference in the sound between albums that I know have been pressed on a single disc and then they've been pressed on a double disc, other than the fact that I have to switch sides more often. I don't really see a difference.
I don't know. I think it depends on the album.
Yeah, maybe. So, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. If double is the only way you can get it, or single, it doesn't matter. I'll just get it, whatever. I think if given the choice, I'd probably prefer the single.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. The only reason I got the double Nimrod is because it's the yellow vinyl.
Yeah, generally, normally a single LP is a little bit more compressed.
Yeah, but I haven't noticed it as far as sound
quality. Well, because like we said before, when you compress music on vinyl, it brings the volume down. It quiets it. Is what it is.
Okay.
So maybe you wouldn't tell a huge difference in it.
Maybe.
You probably would on higher end stereo systems.
Possibly.
Higher end turntables, probably you'd notice a difference. But
yeah.
As far as stuff I picked up this month, I don't know if I talked about last episode or not, but I think I went to the concert after the last show. But I got Prison Bound when I went to see Social Distortion.
I don't think you did mention that last one.
I didn't.
Maybe.
I didn't buy it. Someone else bought it and gave it to me. I'm supposed to pay them back for it, but I also picked up NWA's Straight Outta Compton, which as soon as Mandy saw it in the video, I'm pretty sure she knew I was going to grab that one if I could. I got Fleetwood Mac's self-titled album. That's an original pressing I got White Lion's Pride, which is one of my guilty pleasure bands.
I can see that.
Yeah, as a 2015 reissue. I picked up the new It. Well, it's first part of the new It.
It Chapter 1.
It Chapter 1. I got the picture disc.
Okay.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I was going to say, it's probably just the orchestral soundtrack.
And it's parts from the movie also.
Oh, okay. I'd rather just watch the movie.
I know, but the picture disc...
I would imagine the picture disc
it looks pretty
cool.
sweet because it's got Pennywise's face on the front of it. It looks pretty cool. I picked up a pretty sweet copy of John Lennon's Imagine. It's the 2018 remastered reissue. And the second disc, the second LP, is all the demos and outtakes from the recording session.
Did they release or just a regular repressing of the album without that bonus disc?
I don't think so. Not the 2018 reissue.
Okay.
I'm sure there have been. There's probably like a 2016 and a 2017.
I'll have to look it up because I would like that. I don't really need all those outtakes because I just want the album.
Yeah, well, I was gonna buy it. I wanted to buy it when it was first released, but I want to say it was like $50.
There's a documentary.
I didn't want to pay $50. I got. I think I got it for probably like $15 or $16.
Right. There's a documentary on Netflix you should watch. It's called Above Us Only Sky.
Yeah.
And it's about the making of that album.
Oh, really?
It's like behind the scenes footage and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. I didn't know George Harrison played on that.
I didn't either.
He does. He's in the studio helping him record and write.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him receiving any credit on the album.
I don't know. He's in the documentary. He shows up and he's there and he's playing.
Another one I picked up is the John Coltrane the Roulette Sides is the 2016 Record Store Day release, and I don't know. I think it was like early '60s. Coltrane did Roulette was a record label.
Okay.
And it was only I think 4 songs on this. It's a 10-inch, and it's actually really cool. But it was just like a snapshot of a 6-month period in Coltrane's musical career. So that was kind of cool to hear that. I'd never heard any of it before. I didn't even know it existed until I stumbled across it.
Yeah.
I picked up Talking Book by Stevie Wonder, which is a fantastic album. We listened to that when I brought it home that night. Fantastic album. I got an original pressing of Look What the Cat Dragged In from '86, and I got original pressing of Flesh and Blood from '90, which
if I had found that first, it would have been on my list.
So I was the first person in the door at the record store, and it was the very front one. I was like, "Oh, that's mine."
Yeah. You were actually right behind me, but I stopped at the first row, and you went around me to the second and third row.
I walked in the door first, and I got there, and I went to the second row, and then you came in behind me. I was the first one to the records.
All right.
Because it was the very front one.
I don't think so, but okay.
It was the very front one. You would have seen it when you walked in the door.
No, because I went right to the first row. It was the first in the third row, I think.
Oh, whatever.
So,
it
doesn't really matter.
No, I got a copy of Shake Your Moneymaker by Black Crowes, which I haven't listened to, but it's a fantastic album. I got an original pressing of Back in Black by AC/DC from '80. I did get the Sgt. Pepper 2017 anniversary edition, which is really cool because in the insert there's a story written by Paul McCartney about where he came up, how he came up with the idea of Sgt. Pepper. And I guess him and a roadie were on a plane coming back from the U.S. and they were eating, and the roadie sitting next to him asked him to pass him the salt and pepper.
He thought he said Sgt. Pepper?
And he thought he said Sgt. Pepper. So he immediately started coming up with all these ideas about how this could be. Because prior to that, the Beatles had a very regular sound.
Yeah, they were starting to experiment with Revolver and Rubber Soul, but it wasn't.
So with Sgt. Pepper, he came up with this idea of a band that could be the alter ego of the Beatles.
Yeah,
and he said in this whole little spiel, it's kind of cool. I remember everything he talked about in there, but I just remember that, and it was just he was talking about how it gave the Beatles the freedom to do different things. And Sgt. Pepper is a very different album from anything they'd done before that.
Right. Arguably even slightly different from the stuff that came after.
Good and bad, because some of the stuff
I have a hard time finding anything.
I know Mandy was not a fan of it.
I pretty much like everything.
And Mandy and I kind of agree, I think, is when it comes to the Beatles. We're both fans of early Beatles music.
The bubblegum stuff.
The more poppy stuff. And I think...
I like that, but if I had given a choice, I prefer the latter day stuff. But.
Yeah. I mean, some of the latter stuff is good. Let It Be is a fantastic album. Abbey Road's a fantastic album. The White Album is... I can take about half of the White Album. The other half
it was a lot of songs.
It was a lot of music.
Not all of them are great.
Yeah,
for sure.
I also picked up a original pressing of Black Sabbath's first album. I did get Uno by Green Day.
Oh, cool. Have you listened to it yet?
I have not.
You need to.
I need to.
Out of the three, it's the best for sure.
It's the one album that Mandy was referencing a minute ago, and she was talking about albums that.
Oh, that she bought that she thought you were
secretly got. Yeah, that was one. I got it for a really smoking price off of Discogs.
Was it free?
No, but it was $13 or $14.
Okay,
so I got it for a really good smoking deal.
I paid $25 for it. So.
Okay. And then
I got it when it came out.
I got Blink-182's self-titled album from 2013. This is a 2017 Pink reissue. It's an SRC release. And it's one I've wanted for a long time. I've got the black version of it, and I wanted when I bought that album. Was the black version was one of the first albums I bought when I started collecting vinyl. And at the time, I was like, I could have got the pink copy then, and I want to say it was only like $5 difference,
right?
And I was like, I really don't care about the color. I'll just get it in black. And then since then, I've kind of found more of an appreciation for the art of colored vinyl, because their new album 9, I pre-ordered the hot splatter, and that looks fucking sweet.
Does it?
Yeah, and the pink vinyl from their self-titled album it's not a straight color. There's variation in it.
Oh, okay.
So it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got pictures of it. I'll probably post it on Instagram. But that was one I was really kind of excited to get. I think that's about it. I mean, I got. I guess I left 9 off there. I got 2 copies of 9, which came out the 20th of September. I think it was the 20th. I got the hot splatter copy, and I got a black copy of it. Just because I like it so much.
From what I've heard of it, it's good. It's a really good album. I know out of our coworkers was ragging on it a little bit. One
of them, yeah, and it's just, and I understand to a certain point. And Ashley, who we work with, she's a Blink-182 fan, but she's more of a fan of the
old stuff,
the older stuff, the kind of
Dude Ranch and
Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, kind of the more campier music. And 9 is obviously, if you don't know the background, Tom DeLonge, who was their original guitar player, left the band after the self-titled album in 2003, started Angels and Airwaves. After Travis had the plane crash and was at 2011, almost killed him, kind of brought the band back together. They reunited, created Neighborhoods, and then broke up again.
Okay.
And then they brought in Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio to be their new guitar player. They released California, which is a really good album. And then that came out in 2016, so they released 9 this year. And 9, I feel like, is much more like
a unified album.
Sound-wise, it's much more reminiscent of their 2003 self-titled album, which was different. Everything before that, Enema of the State, Dude Ranch, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, had that kind of comedic, campy kind of feel to it.
Right.
The self-titled album was very different. It was a lot of darker elements to it. And
a bit more serious.
Yeah, and 9 is kind of the same way. 9 deals with a lot more serious situations. Called a song called Heaven, which deals with it's about a mass shooting that happened like 2 miles from Travis Barker's house.
Okay.
There's several songs in the album that go into Mark Hoppus's depression and things like that. It's a much more darker album. But actually, there's a song called Happy Days that they wrote just to kind of brighten up the album a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know their catalog as well to comment on any of that.
I would say, like,
it's definitely. I mean, it's a band that I like their music enough to buy all their albums.
Yeah.
So
Blink-182 is one of those bands that it depends on the day.
Right.
They're one of those 3 of my favorite bands. Mm-hmm. It's between Blink-182, MXPX, and Pink Floyd. Yeah. And it really depends what day it is. I would interchange them to.
Well, that's how my second tier of artists, because obviously Jethro Tull's my band. But for me, it's
who would
like
be your top 5? Who would be your top
Jethro
5?
Tull, Counting Crows, Alice Cooper. Live would be probably number 5.
Yeah.
And Blues Traveler. I don't know. Oh, Green Day. That's where it's like Counting Crows and Green Day. They're the 2 that kind of vie for second place.
Yeah.
Depending on the day.
I think Green Day would be in my top 5 also.
Yeah, but they're, like I said, it's either Counting Crows or Green Day is number 2. Yeah. And it just depends on the day.
Yeah, and I think
'cause I love them both.
I don't know. I think I would
I've
go,
loved Counting Crows more and longer, but
I think I'd go MXPX, Blink, Pink Floyd in some random order,
right?
And then probably Good Charlotte, and then either Green Day or Pearl Jam for 5.
Yeah. See, I mean, all those bands are going to end up maybe in the top 10 or top 20 for me, for sure.
Who would yours be, Mandy?
I'm not prepared.
Well, you don't have to be. I wasn't prepared either.
I wasn't prepared either.
Oh.
I just kind of came to my head when I was talking.
Well, definitely Dixie Chicks are always on there for me. And then any throwback 90s rap. So I'm all Tupac.
Where would you go, like, just, I mean, in terms of, like, let's say a top 5 or a top 10? Artists, like, I mean, I'm assuming
NSYNC be in your top 5?
Would be in there.
Probably not.
Not New Kids on the Block?
Probably not.
No.
Okay.
As much as I love them, they're not my go-to.
So it is when you say, like, you're talking like hip hop rap?
Yes.
Okay. So like, which could be like R&B too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know a lot of artists like Beyonce or whatever. No. Destiny's Child.
Aaliyah,
yeah.
Alicia Keys.
Okay. Yeah, she was definitely more R&B, I would say.
Jay-Z. B.I.G.
Yeah.
Those are always my go-to.
Okay.
See, that's why I like having Mandy on here. It gives a little bit more.
It's a little broader, yeah.
Because Ian and I are like, yeah, we've got I'm sure
it's on our list somewhere.
I'm sure if Ian and I each created a top 20 list, at least half of them would be the same bands.
Yes, at least.
I grew up on a different side of town.
You did,
guys.
yeah.
Mandy's from the streets,
from the hood.
I don't know. I've always, I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm from the hood, but I've never been in like the other side of the tracks.
Yeah, no.
Our neighborhood was surrounded by cornfields. I just want to say that.
Yeah, but I see that. Even that, I was almost 13 when I moved out.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know, I grew up in Lincoln Park, which was
our high school
exactly
is also
hood.
Surrounded by cornfields. Also,
not anymore. It's surrounded by fucking subdivisions.
It's
now.
surrounded by subdivisions now. And because of those subdivisions, they've built an incredible performing arts center.
Yeah.
Have you seen the inside of that thing?
No.
Oh my god!
I mean, just from the street.
I saw pictures of the inside of that thing. Mm-hmm.
I don't even think we would recognize that school anymore.
It looks awesome. Mm-mm. Like all the money
I'd
they
like
put
to
in that
go.
school.
I'd like to walk through there, just to see. But I don't think you can do that.
Sure, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yep.
They have like open house days.
Do they?
Don't they?
Or any day that you go for a concert or a sporting event.
That means we'd have to go to a concert or sporting event.
I don't think the school's open for like homecoming and all that.
Yeah, you can get in.
I think so.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. And unfortunately, because of my work schedule, I work every Friday, but so we weren't able to do it this year. But the last couple of years, we've gone to Lincoln's homecoming.
Yeah. I went with you last year, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, it was either last year or the year before.
Maybe it was last year.
I think it was.
Maybe it was. But I know Mandy and I have gone a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we've all gone. I mean, the only reason I've ever gone is because you guys are going. It was either one of you are going. It's not something I would just go, hey, I'm going to go to the homecoming game today. I'd have to have, like, hey, we're going to the homecoming game. You want to come? Sure. Okay.
The good old days.
Yes.
I did see something else I found really interesting. So, Billboard, obviously, do a bunch of different charts, right? Mm-hmm. So on the Hot Rock Songs chart, there's an album that currently holds the number 4, 7, 11, 13, 15, 26, 28, 29, 32, 33, 36, 37, 40, and 42 spots.
Can I guess what it is?
What?
Is it Abbey Road?
It is not.
Okay. Abbey Road was number 1 in some chart for the first time in 50 years.
So how many? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 14.
Different charts.
14 spots.
Yeah.
There's only 50 songs on this. These are individual songs.
Okay.
Do you know what the album is?
No, I thought it was, because like I said, I knew Abbey Road hit like number 1 for something.
Mandy, any guess?
It's a rock group?
This is the Hot Rock Songs chart.
So it's rock. It's not
like
rock. Oh, okay.
That's 14 of the 50 songs.
Is Elvis considered rock?
No. You would think it was something. It would be something like that.
Yeah, well, that's like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Ozzy.
It's 9 by Blink-182.
Seriously,
you hold 14 fucking spots on that chart right now.
Wow, that's impressive.
Now they're number 3 on the Billboard Top 200.
Does that still hold the same weight that it used to, though?
It does. So because up until a couple of years ago, they didn't include any streaming. The charts all include streaming. Like, so their projected sales for like physical sales of 9, well, physical and off of iTunes and that, I guess you can consider that album sales. So they're projected to sell between 70 and 80,000 copies their first week. They sold 77,000 copies. And it also says they estimated it was between 85 and 95,000 in total consumption, which I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means streaming also, because they had 21 million streams its first week.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, it's still more than what, because you said 77 million plus another 21.
77,000.
I'm right. I'm sorry. 77,000 plus another 21,000. Be like 95,000 or around there. Not really. It's more, but
yeah. So I found that. 21 million streams in its first week.
Oh, million! I thought it was just another
21 million streams the first week. The interesting thing. So number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 is Post Malone's new album, which is actually really fucking good.
Is that the one that Ozzy sings on one of the songs? Yes. I just heard about the Ozzy song because it was weird because Post Malone said he had never heard of Ozzy before this, and Ozzy had never heard of Post Malone before this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so they're buddies now, but they didn't know each other existed before this.
Well, they're buddies now because that damn album last week alone had like some insane numbers, like 170 some million streams.
But he only sings on one song.
Yeah, I know, but they're making some fucking money off.
Because a bunch of other people are on that album too.
Yeah, they are.
I never heard Post Malone's music. I watched Ghost Adventures just for fun, and he was on an episode of that. That's the only reason I even knew who he is.
Yeah,
I was like Ozzy before that. I was like, I don't know.
Well, you should at least know something about him. You've at least heard of him before. Ramon was on our episode.
Did he mention him?
Yeah, he was the one where he was Ramon was coming out of the bathroom and ran into him and his manager and was like, hey,
I didn't know who he was talking about then, so I wouldn't have made the connection.
His manager thought they looked alike. That was when he was at the BET Awards.
I guess
I can
kind of see that, but Post Malone's white though, isn't he? Like
he is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Moni's not. He's
he's mixed.
He's mixed, but
he's a little lighter.
He is lighter,
but they do have a
similar structure, facial structure,
similar
maybe.
look. Obviously, Ramon doesn't have all the facial tattoos.
No,
right?
Or gold teeth, or
gold teeth. Yeah.
Or
is it me?
And Post Malone has like I don't remember which ones they are, but he has like rock legends tattooed on his knuckles. Like their faces.
Rock legends, but he
Like-
doesn't know Ozzy.
I see. I kind of doubt that he doesn't know who.
That's
Ozzy
what he
is.
said. That's what they said. But anyway, because take him where you don't have to like him, but he's a legend. Everyone knows.
Everyone
Ozzy.
knows who
Everyone
Ozzy
knows,
is.
Yeah.
But then again, there was a girl in my class who we were talking about music a couple days ago, and she didn't know who Pink Floyd was. Never heard of him before. I'm like, how the hell have you never heard of Pink Floyd?
You know who Iron Maiden is? You've heard of Iron
Yes.
Maiden,
Mhm.
okay? Because I know someone who's just like 2 years younger than you who's never heard of Iron Maiden before.
Isn't there somebody famous?
I
in
can see that more than Pink Floyd.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but Iron
sure.
Maiden is more. I mean, their output. There's been more output from them, whereas there hasn't been any output from Pink Floyd aside from Endless River, which was like you said, is kind of an off.
It is
one-off.
Yeah,
The last album they released was '93, and maybe '95 for the live album.
yeah,
So that's it.
yeah. Pulse came out in like '95.
Right. So as far as output goes, Iron Maiden is more recent. 2015 was
It
the
is.
last
It
album.
is. I would say that.
And I mean, Pink Floyd. Everyone should know Pink Floyd, but Iron Maiden is just. It's like one of those groups that no one has to like them because I would say they're not for everybody, but people recognize it. You know.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. I would say a vast majority of people probably know who, maybe not even know who Pink Floyd is, but know
name.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Or The Wall, or
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I can kind of
Everyone around her was like, "What? Oh my god!"
Right. Considering it's the age of some of the people we work with, though, it's not. It doesn't really surprise me.
Well, it was somebody at school,
oh, well, it's even more so. You said
And
you're
I-
in
and
school with high schoolers.
and she's older. I want to say she's at least in her
If anyone-
She's at least in her mid to late 20s.
I would say anyone over the age of 30 should know Pink Floyd. Anyone under the age of 30, probably. I can see that being okay.
I
Or not
remember-
okay, but no,
I remember like one point earlier in the summer, I was out with Jack, our oldest, and I don't even remember where we were going, but we were driving around, and I put on Dark Side of the Moon, and I was like, Jack, you know who this is? Or, do you know what this is? And he's like, come on, Dad, everyone knows Dark Side of the Moon. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, see, that's
I was a little surprised, but
that comes from you two exposing him to new music.
Everything.
To him, he probably assumes everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, if you went to a school and asked a bunch of kids randomly, they'd be like, "Huh? What the hell's a Pink Floyd?"
then I'd have to smack him. My my senior year, I knew the person that was doing the pictures for the IDs, and I already had my driver's license, so I didn't need the school ID for anything. And so I changed my name. So the name on my student ID for my senior year is Pink Floyd.
Oh, I was already a school
And
at
you know,
that
it's
point.
funny. Ian's sitting here actually wearing a Pink Floyd shirt,
I'm wearing my Pink Floyd shirt. Yeah,
even though he's not a big Pink Floyd fan.
not a huge fan though. I got the shirt for free. It's a good shirt. So
We had Throwback Thursday at my school this week, and one of my little girls came in with her Pink Floyd shirt on. So,
Oh, really?
that's cool.
She's 4.
That's cool.
Did you hear about? I forgot who she was. I think she was one of the Real Housewives or something. She was wearing a Metallica shirt or a Black Sabbath shirt, and they were doing an interview. And one of the people interviewing her, I think it was Metallica, and his only question to her was, "Can you name 3 Metallica songs?"
See, now that's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
Why?
Because a lot of those, if it's a reality TV show, they're not picking out their fucking clothes.
Well,
A lot of this stuff is probably
she said she just bought it because she liked the shirt.
okay. People
That
do
was
that
her
also.
answer.
Well, and then when I'm on the spot too, I can't name songs.
Yeah.
Like I can, if I hear it,
But
I'll know who's singing it. But I couldn't. I don't think I could
But
name.
would you be just randomly wearing a Metallica shirt? That would be the question.
Well, I don't like T-shirts, so no,
Or Metallica hoodie.
no.
Right. Exactly. that's the point I would make.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just not.
because it's trendy. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
problem with it. It's trendy.
Is
You're
Metallica
using,
trendy?
the shirts are the rock shirts are.
No,
it's
yeah.
trendy for girls to wear these rock shirts. But
That's true
not-
because
they
I've
don't-
got a lot of rock shirts.
But you at least know.
You
what you're-
know, yeah.
Actually, the Mandy and the kids just got me a American Idiot T-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at a bunch on online. I was a couple of Alice Cooper ones I want to get. And-
I got Dookie one.
yeah, I've got a Dookie one. I got a Nirvana one.
I got Nirvana. I got Pink Floyd.
A couple tall ones.
Yeah.
I think couple of my tall ones shrunk, or I grew.
Yeah, I'm sure they shrunk, Ian.
They did shrink, but I'm not sure if that's the full reason they don't fit me now.
They shrunk into belly shirts.
I think I only have a 21 Pilot shirt and a Panic at the Disco shirt. Those are
Really?
the only
even
bands.
that, you know the groups.
Right.
You actually even saw those groups in the concert.
Like if I told you to name 3 Panic at the Disco songs.
Well, I could do that.
Okay.
Please don't make me do that right now.
Right. I understand.
I'm not doing
name
it.
3.
No.
I understand being put on the spot.
I can name 1.
But this,
I can name 2.
It was obvious that this girl has never listened to Metallica. You know, that's it. Just I get it.
But
fine.
I think that's a douche move by the damn reporter, though.
It is.
I think it's a prick move.
I probably would have done it myself.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
What's the relevance?
Well, I mean,
Why that you can? Oh, I'm superior, and I can
just
show that you're a
it's like-
phony.
it's
I think
like-
it's bullshit.
I don't know. I guess there's a certain level. I mean, not for Metallica necessarily, but there's a certain level of ownership that everyone has with their favorite groups, right? That's fair to say.
Okay.
And if somebody is not representing that honestly, right or wrong,
But
right
that's not
or
what
wrong,
it is, though.
I think
a lot of those
for
people,
me it is.
A lot of those people aren't going out and buying clothes. They're having them. They're being given to them. It's wardrobe.
Fair
it's
enough.
things like that.
But I see a lot of kids wearing these shirts, and I would love to ask them the same questions. You know, I just
that might be a fairer question, but I think asking someone off of a reality TV show,
yeah, maybe,
especially if that's your only fucking question.
right. Well, I don't know if that was his only question. It's just
That's what you said.
He was like the next person to ask a question.
Oh.
So because there was a question.
So that means he had a different question
Until he
was like,
Maybe.
oh, you stupid bitch, I'm gonna get you.
He didn't ask in the mean way. He just asked her to name 3 Metallica songs, and she couldn't do it. And she says, "I just like the shirt."
I think that's a fair answer.
It is, I suppose, but I guess in the grand scheme,
Stop being such a damn hater, Ian.
I'm not a hater. I'm trying to be reasonable about it. I'm not saying she can't fucking wear the shirt. I just think it's silly. It's like the white guy who thinks he's a blues player but sings like.
Stop talking about Elvis.
No, I'm not talking about Elvis. I'm talking about. I think the movie's. I think it's called Ghost World. Steve Buscemi and.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, he's like really into blues. So him and the one girl go to this blues bar, and he gets really angry because there's this white guy singing old school blues about cotton picking, and he's a white guy, and it's like you can't do that. That's kind of how I feel about it because, it's. I don't want to say it's cultural appropriation because it's not, because it belongs to all of us. But if you don't respect what you're wearing, you're only doing it for a fashion statement. It devalues it to some degree, at least to some people.
Yeah.
That's all. That's my point on it.
Okay. Moving on. What about some musical guilty pleasures? I already mentioned one is White Lion. I don't know.
80s hair metal or hair rock, I guess, is
but it's just like that band. I don't know why, but it was like
because they're not exactly like, you don't think of like hotel trash and drugs, sex, and heavy duty sex with women.
with the Swedish lead singer,
right. Well, you just don't see, even if you look at the band and they're White Lion, it's just
But they're like their first album. I had it, but I didn't like it. Fight to Survive, which actually just got reissued. But their next 3 albums are actually really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Pride I'm familiar with.
Pride, and then there was Big Game, and then Main Attraction.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I still remember all the albums. But
right.
Actually,
I
have 2 of the 3 of them on vinyl. But yeah, it was just those I've always listened to, those 3 albums. But
I guess Final Countdown by Europe would be one of mine.
Okay.
As far as albums go, lots of guilty pleasure songs, though. Tons. Take On Me by Aha.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a good one.
Yeah. Karma Chameleon by Culture Club. A couple songs by Eddie Money. Mainly I Want to Go Back. That's probably a guilty pleasure song.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie
I had on my list also.
Yeah.
That's one of my guilty pleasures.
I don't know if
if you look at me, you'd never think I was like Lionel Richie fan.
Yeah.
I also like Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond was the
couple
first.
of Neil Diamond songs for sure.
Neil Diamond was the first concert
The
I went to.
Monkees.
I was like
I
6
love
years.
the Monkees.
I was like 6 years old when I saw him in concert. But
I only like the Monkees like during their show era because their stuff after that is good.
Weird.
It's weird, but it's a lot of it's really good, but it's not the same.
yeah,
I guess it would be like the difference between Beatles, say, Help, and Sgt. Pepper. It would be that kind of difference.
yeah.
But Last Train to Clarkston and all that. That's the Monkees I like.
As far as like songs,
Yeah, I mean, I can think of hundreds of
and
songs.
I was staying with the whole hair band kind of thing. House of Pain by Faster Pussycat. I've always liked that.
Really?
Song. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my.
I actually
Spotify.
I almost bought that record on. I almost bought the vinyl of it not too long ago just for that one song.
Really.
What about you, Mandy? Anything?
Nothing's coming. Well, I do like that Love and Affection by Nelson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely not that Milli Vanilli that we listened to.
Oh my God!
today.
Yeah. So real quick, so we're at Jack's football game today. I did want to mention this.
Mm-hmm.
We're at Jack's football game today. Now you have to remember, it's 2019. We're at a high school football game. Granted, it's JV. It's not varsity game.
Right.
He's a freshman. So you're thinking, so they're going to play music to hype up the crowd. They didn't play anything that was recorded after 1988. The songs they played were, so it was a big fourth down, right?
Uh-huh.
They're getting ready. Dundee needed to get a stop on this fourth down play. Guess what song they played to hype up the team?
Eye of the Tiger.
Blame
it on the
rain.
rain. They played fucking Milli Vanilli. I told Mandy, I said, where the hell are we at? Then the next song they played was Tom Sawyer.
Okay.
Girls.
Girls.
At a high school football game.
Yes. They did play Crazy Train by Ozzy, which is the
Which
song
is
you hear at
that
Stony
could
House.
Work, even though it's a
Yeah.
song about meth addiction, but okay.
We don't know
Yeah.
that. Sure.
They played Living on a Prayer.
Okay.
Really?
I guess maybe teen love and poverty go
It's
well together for high school football.
2019. At one point, I turned around and was like, please play something that was played when any of these children were, after any of them
After
were
they're
born.
Well, shit.
Please.
I would argue that some of their parents weren't even born.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The grandparents were all singing along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah. What else did they play, Mandy? Do you remember what else?
I don't remember.
It was all like early 80s
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I have an 80s playlist that could probably sum up a lot of
I got one,
guilty
Mandy.
pleasure.
Real quick, Ian, I got
go
one
ahead,
for
go
Mandy.
ahead.
Automobile.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Easy E?
Easy E.
Yeah. That's definitely on mine.
Ian has no clue what
No,
that is.
my experience with Easy, other than NWA, really a little bit was, it might have been his first solo album. Eazy-E's first solo album came out in like '89.
Something like that.
My stepbrother had it, and he was playing it all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just, I was 11, so I mean, but I wasn't really censored. But my '80s playlist will sum up a lot of.
I'm always a big Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that's guilty pleasure because she's
No.
popular.
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
I like Taylor Swift. I feel that's
Justin
It's guilty
Bieber.
for him.
Is
Yeah.
that's guilty
That's
for me.
guilty for you.
Justin
It
Bieber.
should be guilty
I'm
for
like,
him, but it's not.
what?
Nothing. Never mind.
What?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, what's
It
wrong with
should
Justin
be
Bieber?
it should be a guilty pleasure for you, but it's.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, Justin Bieber's last album
He
is
is-
really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I don't get it, but okay. I don't have to. I'm not the one who has to listen to it. You guys listen to it. You have fun.
Are you down with OPP?
Blessed Union of Souls. They're really
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I've got Footloose. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I don't know why I like that song. It's
Yeah, that's definitely a guilty pleasure.
yeah, it's an uplifting song. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I had the
I
Tiger.
can see Ian like dancing around his underwear. To girls just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. No?
I'm just wondering how you saw.
It's all
Thought
over,
I was alone.
it's all over the internet, Ian.
Oh, that explains it.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town.
Oh my God, I hate that fucking song. I'm sorry. I hate
it
that
gets
song.
stuck in my head, and the kids not our kids, but kids at work love it, and
I really like "Smooth Criminal" by Michael Jackson.
I like the Alien Ant Farm
I like
version.
that version better.
I do too, but
I really like the Alien
you know,
Ant Farm
I'm
version.
I'm an old school guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're so old.
Well, I was 10 when that album came out. So.
What's a Marvin Gaye? I
wouldn't call that I wouldn't call that
No, because it's Marvin
guilty
Gaye is so
pleasure.
good.
Yeah, it's not guilty pleasure kind of stuff.
Crisscross,
Blondie,
jump, jump.
Crisscross. I wouldn't consider a guilty pleasure.
I guess I don't really
Maybe-
understand.
well, Crisscross,
what guilty-
yes.
Things that you're embarrassed that you fucking listen to.
I have Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley on this playlist.
That Mandy. That's what a guilty pleasure is. You should be embarrassed by that.
I am, but you know what? I don't care because it's a good song.
I know it is.
Well, then I don't think I have any. Other than My New Kids on the Block, Debbie Gibson, Tiffany. Like,
Yeah.
Debbie Gibson would qualify for sure.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
think so.
But I
Yeah.
saw her in concert. I mean,
Yeah.
That doesn't change anything.
No.
I've got We Built This City by Starship.
I like that.
What about Price Tag by Jessie J? I like that song.
I don't even know what that is.
It was on the dancing video game we had, Mandy.
Yeah, I remember.
It always
that.
gets stuck in my head.
Maybe I don't have a lot because some of this, I wouldn't call it guilty pleasure.
No.
None of mine are.
You know, there's
I mean,
a
others-
song I only
I
recently.
like some Kelly Clarkson. Like,
That's
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 not guilty.
that is guilty
that
pleasure
is.
for
For
him.
you guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
for him. I just came across this song. I wouldn't call this a guilty pleasure, but it's from Paul McCartney's 1983 album.
Uh-huh.
The song he did with Michael Jackson, "Say Say Say."
Yeah.
That's a really good song.
I don't remember it.
They did a music video for it, back in '83.
Doesn't mean that was a long fucking time ago, Ian.
Well, yeah, and you were so
Why do I
you
have
were so
John
young.
Denver? Oh,
John Denver, yeah, that's a
It
good
could
one.
be a guilty
That's
pleasure,
good
yeah.
one.
that's my son.
I like John Denver.
Take Me Home, Country
Yeah.
Road. That's why.
I have Africa by Toto.
By Toto. I like the Weezer version. I think I like the Weezer version.
Weezer
more.
version is really good.
It is really good.
I
I
don't
bought
know
that.
if
I
go-
bought that album because of that song.
I don't know if I would say it's better, but it's a good version for sure.
I've got Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper on here too.
I like that.
That's a good song.
What is UGK?
What does that mean?
Underground Kings? I don't know.
Never heard of it.
International Players Anthem? Must be Sean.
It's got to be.
Oh, Riding Dirty.
Oh, that's definitely Sean. Our youngest likes some interesting music.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpions.
Yeah,
Scorpions on
that's yeah. I could see that as I do
Candlebox. I like some Candlebox. It's
I got nothing.
no
I have
nothing. You've got nothing, Ian.
I have songs from the soundtrack to Pete's Dragon on a playlist.
I love that.
I love Pete's Dragon. I love Pete's Dragon.
I mean, not a lot. Like, well, actually, more, almost. I've got the whole album. Never mind.
I have Baby Shark saved on mine.
Do you?
That's pretty rough.
That's good. That's a good one.
But then again, you know.
I don't know if this counts as a guilty pleasure. It kind of does, because I don't think the band was ever really popular anyway.
Uh-huh.
But the band Dangerous Toys, and I want to find their first album on vinyl.
I don't think I've ever heard any of their music. I mean, I know who they
Teasin'
are.
and Pleasin' was a song that came. That was pretty popular. The song that hooked me is a song called "Scared,"
Uh-huh.
and it's on their first album. And it's a total love letter to Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
So that's on my thing. "Running with the Night" by Lionel Richie is one of my guilty pleasure
Yeah.
songs.
I think I've only got one Lionel Richie album though.
You really only need one, but there was a lot of good songs on "Dancing on the Ceiling."
That's the
album
one
Dancing-
I've got.
"Can't Slow Down" has "Hello" and "Penny Lover."
I'd
and,
like to get that one also.
It's good. That was probably his best album. I don't know. Is Billy Joel?
No,
I
I wouldn't think so.
Some of his stuff, maybe.
I've got some like CCM that I like.
CCM.
Contemporary Christian music. Like
You should feel guilty. about
Hillsong
that.
United, they've got some really good music. 10th Avenue North, they've got
I
some
don't think
good
that's
stuff.
anything to guilty pleasure, but
You don't think so? Okay.
it's what you like.
Yeah,
I know that.
I mean,
but
you can argue that for all of this.
You can argue, yeah, for
Yeah.
everything.
ABBA. I have lots of ABBA.
Yeah, I'd
Yes.
definitely be ashamed of that.
Ashamed of. My Crybaby soundtrack.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a long time. Have you seen that recently?
I have.
When's the last time you watched Crybaby?
Probably a week or two ago.
Oh.
It was
How did you watch it a week or two ago?
it was on TV.
I have a playlist of all the James Bond themes.
That's actually good. There's some really good James Bond theme songs.
There's some bad ones though too.
There is.
Do you know who's doing the new one? I don't think they've announced.
They haven't announced anything yet that I know of or I've heard.
To be honest with you, the only ones I really like, the James Bond ones, are
Live and Let Die. That was a good one.
Yeah, like Live and Let Die, A View to a Kill by Duran Duran, Living Daylights by Aha. I actually liked the GoldenEye with Tina Turner.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
I thought it was good.
And Tomorrow Never Dies by Sheryl Crow was pretty good.
One of the Daniel Craig ones was really good too.
You Know My Name from Casino Royale is one of my favorites.
That's a good
Chris
one.
Cornell.
Yeah, what was the next one?
Jack White and Alicia Keys.
No, there was...
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much. Skyfall by Adele.
Skyfall. I liked the Skyfall.
It was good.
Song.
It's not my favorite. Sam Smith did.
I like Adele. That's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I can see that. But she's contemporary enough where it's okay, I guess.
I'd like to get at least her last two albums.
Yeah, she's not my cup of tea at all. But yeah, like I said, she's kind of on the contemporary side of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess
Billie Eilish.
Have you listened to any of her music?
Oh
or
yeah.
Is it good or yeah?
It's different.
I
but,
listened to a couple songs. It is different.
I guess I should probably listen to Melanie Martinez.
To be honest with you, I got for what I listened to, I would say she's the 2019 version of, say, a Fiona Apple or Tori Amos.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
okay,
that's kind of the vibe I got from her.
Yeah.
So, would you classify like Misfits and Danzig as guilty pleasure type music?
No,
because
I
it's
wouldn't.
definitely not popular, and
I
it's
wouldn't.
definitely like a niche kind of sound.
I wouldn't classify.
I mean, really, unless you're into extreme punk or horror movies, it doesn't. I don't think it would really apply to anybody.
Some of Danzig's stuff was just really bad.
Yeah,
Like he had some really bad solo music.
yeah.
And
Well, he's done orchestral stuff.
Yeah, and I don't feel like the Danzig Misfit stuff. I can probably count on one hand songs that weren't really good.
I like most of them.
The Danzig Misfits catalog was really, really solid, especially when you think of the time frame and the situations that those songs were recorded under. They weren't recorded in the best quality, in the best studios.
No, it sounded like they were recorded on a cassette tape.
Some of them did, yeah. Some of them sounded, but they were still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Right Said Fred?
That would be one.
That
maybe.
would be a guilty pleasure.
That would be a guilty.
for sure.
And I know it.
CeeLo Green, which I'm not a big CeeLo Green fan.
Well, I mean, even that would go to like.
I like one song is
Right. Fine Young Cannibals?
Basically, yeah,
Yeah, there's one.
That's a good one for me too because
Yeah.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
A lot, there's a couple of songs of theirs that they were pop songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would kind of go to the Right Said Fred thing. Would go to like the Macarena. And
Oh,
those
yeah.
like
Oh, I
don't
love
know
that too.
songs that are just like I don't know what you call them, like flash in the pan, kind of like I don't know because they're not hits. They're hits, but they're not quality hits. They're just catchy and people like them. Like the Macarena because there was the dance with it and all that stuff. That's not really quality music.
Yeah.
You know. And arguably you could say Milli Vanilli in that too.
Oh God, no. Who's a Milli Vanilli fan?
I used to be. Till today.
Oh my God, I'm.
Today is what ruined it for you?
I was
Today ruined it.
so pissed off at the game. I'm like, come on, please let me come up there and pick some songs to play.
Right. Well, stuff that might actually,
Pump the team up, pump the fans up.
Yeah.
I would take anything that they played today over
Blame it
just
on the
Millie.
rain. I'm like, come on, really? Are you fucking serious?
Because, I mean, it was very flooded on the field, so I'm guessing that's their connection when they fell or whatever.
You could have played. I'm sure you could think. I could, off the top of my head, I can't, but I'm sure there's probably a dozen songs that might have applied better
Oh, of course.
to that.
It's Raining Men. Hallelujah.
That would have been just as equally bad.
I know.
If your high school's in San Francisco, maybe.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey, shouldn't the Green Bay Packers play in San Francisco?
I remember you told that you said that to your brother, and he like laughed for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Another one that I kind of feel like is a. Oh, the dogs are barking. Guilty pleasure is Avril Lavigne. I'm a big Avril fan.
I can kind of see that just because you're not a angsty teenage girl.
I know, but I've got all of her albums.
Yeah.
I've got her entire.
Maybe you are an angsty teenage girl. I don't know.
What the hell is going on up there?
I'm not sure.
I don't smell smoke, so I think we're all right.
That's true. I guess I can pull up the camera and see, but I don't know. That's that was all the ones I.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very fine line between just liking something and being guilty of liking it.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't really feel guilty for even the ones I mentioned.
This is the way I kind of classify it as a guilty pleasure is something where like nice day, you're driving with your windows rolled down, you pull up to a stoplight and you're like,
turn
I
it
should
down.
probably turn this down a little
Yeah,
bit. That's a guilty pleasure.
Or you wouldn't admit this to a date on the first date that you like that song.
Yeah,
You're like, that song comes on, you don't just start snapping your fingers and dancing to it. You reserve that urge when you're on your first date. That's kind of that.
That's hilarious. But yeah, that's always kind of the way I've kind of looked at it.
And there have been songs that I've had playing really loud.
Oh, yeah,
that I was
like
even my windows aren't even down. I'm just like,
someone standing outside my car might
they
hear this.
might hear this. I'm just turning this down.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, there was one thing I wanted to go back to when we were talking about 9, and that was kind of the thing I was talking to one of our coworkers about. Was I feel like there's a couple of songs on 9 that I think is some of Blink's best songs. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I was really.
I haven't listened to it that in depth, but
I didn't have high expectations for the album.
That might have a lot to do with
because they released 4 songs before the album came out, and one of the songs I was like, "Yeah, it's good, it's okay," but overall the album is fantastic. But that was it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to get all Blink stuff on vinyl.
Yeah,
eventually.
I don't have their first 2 albums. I don't have
Dude Ranch.
I've got that. I don't have Buddha and I don't have Cheshire Cat.
That's right. Yeah, I'll get them just to be a completist.
The first one isn't, and that was kind of. They also got a little bit of flack for that because they called the album 9. It's really only their 8th studio album. Their first one was released as an EP. It was their demo album.
Well, I mean, technically, Green Day's first album was like what, 4 EPs together?
2.
Or 2?
2. It was 39 Smooth and 1,000 Hours. Is that what the other one was?
Something slappy.
Because they combined the
I think it's 3 because the album on the vinyl,
maybe
the vinyl record, the 12-inch is 2 of them, and then they have a third.
Okay, so
third 45 with some songs on it. So.
I don't know. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, I'm good.
Nothing.
Well, thanks again for being on the show, Mandy.
You're welcome.
I feel we ignored you the first part.
That's okay. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. But I'm glad you were able to contribute for the second.
Thank you, me
Mandy
too.
has committed to being on episode 92.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So come
future tense. Yeah.
Yep. Come check out episode 92 next week. And then check out our little special episode during the week. We're going to release and discuss all things related to impeachment.
Fun times.
Fun times. All right, well, that's all I got, guys. Yep. Thanks for being on the show, Mandy. Any questions or comments, you email us at contact@lifeandjailpodcast.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Podbean, Apple Podcast, iTunes. Leave us how many stars on?
6 stars.
5 stars on
6
iTunes.
stars.
Ian. 5 stars on iTunes.
6 stars, or I will slaughter you in your sleep. Because I'm not a fighter. I can't fight you. I got to do it while you're sleeping.
That's really twisted, man.
Why?
No, don't kill our listeners. Then we won't have anyone listen.
If they're not giving us 6 stars, then they're not doing their job.
Check out our YouTube channel also. Check out all of our. They're not videos, thank God, because
that would be
you don't want to see us sitting here. But it's just
I'm kind of sexy, but okay, in a chunky, fat, ugly kind of a way.
I'm sexy and I know it. But anyway, yeah, it's just like a still image of our logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the stuff's on there on YouTube, Spotify, and all that. Check out the show. That's it. Until next time, guys.
Talk to y'all later.
See ya.
Peace.
Play my Tomorrow, let me tell you about it. This shit right here, man, I'm about it. Only real niggas reside around me. Yo, old lady, drop a crowd around me. Dip like I know you can, bitch. Show me the ropes like we in the ring. Got you some cobras, you wanna hang. Shoulder to shoulder, the niggas basic. You know I won't lie. You know that I ain't for that fuck shit. You niggas alright, but I'm way better and she love it. Know that y'all sick as fuck. Here go this tissue, bruh. We taking the dub, hoping you get you some. This hit like a pick me up. She taking my drugs. Know they see the sign. That's some dollar sign. Know they sick as fuck. Know they sick as fuck. Tell them get well soon. Tell them get well soon. Know you sick as fuck. Get well soon.
Oh shit. Watch out, you the god, Billy. Oh shit. Right now, and I'm smiling in your face, bitch. With a gold smile, you should probably make placement to your eye. Niggas sick as fuck. Standing with niggas who down for that party. Who down for some bitches who showing their bodies. Swear to God, nigga.